Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on two of the most important but kind of invisible players in the whole world of technology. We're talking about the giants and the hidden brains. These two extremes of computing, well, they power our lives in ways you might not even realize. So let me ask you this. What could a global bank that's processing millions of transactions a minute possibly have in common with the washing machine sitting in your laundry room? I know, it sounds like a trick question, right? But the answer, it gets right to the heart of how our modern digital world is actually built. Stick with me, and I promise you'll have the answer in just a few minutes. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to look beyond our everyday screens. Then, we'll meet these two extremes of computing. We'll do a deep dive into the giants, the mainframes, and then explore the hidden brains, the microprocessors. And finally, we'll wrap it all up and see why any of this actually matters. Okay, first up, let's kind of broaden our horizons. When you hear the words digital device, your mind probably jumps straight to your phone, your tablet, maybe your laptop. But the world of ICT, information and communication technology, is so much bigger than that. You know, to really get what ICT is all about, we have to look at the entire ecosystem. And that means we need to get to know the invisible workhorses, the ones operating at the far ends of the spectrum. We're talking the absolutely massive and the incredibly tiny. So let's meet our two main players. And honestly, they are polar opposites in just about every single way. From their physical size to what they're even for, they really do represent the two powerful extremes that make our modern world tick. On one side, you've got the giants, mainframe computers. These things are massive, centralized powerhouses. And then on the complete other side, you've got the hidden brains. These tiny little microprocessors that are embedded in pretty much everything around us. They couldn't be more different, but you know what? They are both absolutely essential. Let's start with the heavyweights, mainframe computers. So what exactly makes these machines so special? I mean, it's not just about being big, it's all about what they can do. Now, the key words to lock onto here are critical applications and bulk data processing. Mainframes are built for organizations that literally can't afford a single second of downtime. Think about it. A global banking system can't just, go offline for a reboot. It has to work flawlessly all the time. So every single time you book a flight, or you pull cash from an ATM, or even when you see census results on the news, yep, you are tapping into the power of a mainframe. They are the invisible engines behind the scenes, handling millions of complex things at once with incredible speed and accuracy. Yeah, this is honestly the perfect analogy. A mainframe is the central nervous system. It's the single source of truth that keeps a massive, sprawling organization like an international airline or a huge bank running perfectly, 24/7, 365 days a year, no exceptions. Now, let's do a complete 180. We're going to jump from the colossal all the way down to the microscopic, from the one-to-many to the one-to-one. It's time to meet the humble but seriously mighty microprocessor. A microprocessor is basically a whole computer on a single tiny chip. But here is the crucial difference. While the CPU in your laptop is kind of like a jack of all trades, it's built to do almost anything. An embedded microprocessor, that's a master of one. It is a specialist designed to do one very specific job and do it perfectly over and over again. And they are everywhere, just hiding in plain sight. Remember that washing machine from our opening question? It has a dedicated microprocessor inside that's running the entire show, telling it exactly when to fill with water, when to spin, and at what temperature. The same thing goes for your car's engine, your microwave, even your TV remote. And this quote right here, this brings us right back to the big picture. Understanding these two extremes, the massive mainframes running global systems and the tiny microprocessors running our appliances, is a fundamental part of really getting ICT. It's about seeing the full scope of what digital devices do for us. So, we've met the giants, and we've met the hidden brains. We've seen what they do and where they live. So now, let's bring it all together. Why does this distinction actually matter? This table really sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? Mainframes are these centralized workhorses, built for a huge variety of complex jobs. Microprocessors, on the other hand, are tiny, distributed specialists, each with a single, dedicated function. It's really the difference between the heart of a global system and the brain of a single device. And that right there is the bottom line. You wouldn't use a sledgehammer to crack a nut, and you wouldn't use a nutcracker to demolish a building, right? Well, in the digital world, being efficient and effective comes from using the right tool for the job. And that's the principle that connects that huge global bank and your washing machine. So, I'll leave you with a little challenge. As you go about your day, start looking for the hidden brains in all the devices you use, and think about the computing giants that power the services you rely on every single day. I bet you'll be surprised at how many you find. Thanks for watching.